At the House of Assembly, I'm Lakush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight. The Northern Edition has a look at stories making news tonight. Economic impacts loom as President Donald Trump follows through on tariff threats. Also, GBPA and DevCo discuss affordable land and investment opportunities. And the PLP chairman weighs in on Iram Lewis's resignation from the F&M to Coalition of Independents.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Everybody in this global community will be looking at paying more money for almost everything that you consume.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. We begin tonight's newscast with a major development on the international stage that could have far-reaching economic consequences for the Bahamas. Earlier this week, President Donald Trump followed through on his tariff threats, imposing a 10% baseline tax on imports from all countries, along with higher tariffs on nations holding trade surpluses with the U.S. as the new tariff takes effect. Local industries heavily depend on U.S. trade are bracing for potential challenges. One financial expert is now stressing the importance of collaboration between residents and businesses to weather the storm. Raven Davis has our top story.
Within days, a financial expert is predicting that the global community, including both the Bahamas and the United States, could begin to feel the effects of these trade measures as the Trump administration has imposed a 10% reciprocal tariff on more than 180 countries.
If the United States residents are paying more as consumers, then effectively the United States will also impose situations of exports from their country too, to places like the Bahamas. And so everybody in this global community will be looking at paying more money for almost everything that you consume.
The Bahamas, known for exporting a variety of products including seafood, mineral oils, and boats to the United States, faces a crucial question. Will the new tariffs reduce demand for these goods?
There's no certainty of what the reactions could be, except that seafood is usually a delicacy, and there are more millionaires in the world today than ever before that will say, well, I don't know, it'll take a whole lot of these kinds of things over a long period of time to affect me and my ability to spend, because the demand for seafood is humongous, and the Bahamas only meets a very small portion of it.
Now, the situation could prompt local businesses to rethink their strategies and find new opportunities. Despite these challenges, there is a silver lining. Judicial points to the Bahamas government and the National Trade Diversification Program, which focuses on reducing dependency on U.S. markets.
And they will find some ways that I think will affect us to some degree. I don't know how significant. I don't think it will be that significant. The biggest thing is us and what we can do to prepare ourselves for situations like this.
Meantime, in the face of these difficult times, the financial expert stresses the importance of collaboration, saying the negative impacts of the tariffs can be mitigated if residents and businesses work together to adapt to the changing economic landscape.
Yeah, instead of us separately cooking our Sunday lunch as just a family of four, maybe it could be a potluck with joining forces of siblings and so forth, where we can then feed 50 people.
Now, while the coming weeks will be important for the Bahamas as it adjusts to new tariffs, the nation's efforts to diversify trade could help mitigate the impact. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Well, back on the home front, efforts to boost local investment and home ownership continue. The Senior Manager of Sales and Commercial Development at the Grand Bahama Port Authority Group of Companies and the Grand Bahama Development Company, DevCo, is shedding light on opportunities available to Bahamians, from affordable land options to new development initiatives. Officials are hoping to empower Grand Bahamians to invest in their future. Here's that report.
For the past 6 years, during after 2019, then the pandemic,
We have been fighting, we meaning the Grand Bahamians and those in the real estate market, especially the Grandmama Development Company, against the narrative that property values depreciated, right? And it kind of makes sense because supply, demand went down, so you say, okay, prices should drop. It never happened in Grand Bahama.
With billions of dollars in investments in the pipeline for Grand Bahama, officials say investor confidence in the island is at an all-time high. In fact, projections indicate that the surge in development could lead to a housing shortage in the future. Senior manager for the Grand Bahama Development Company, DevCo, Charles Pratt, confirms that interest in properties has increased significantly. He notes that DevCo is actively working to attract investors from New Providence, encouraging them to shift their focus to Grand Bahama.
We understand, as you indicated earlier, that land is short in Nassau. There's great demand, little supply. I want to tell you in Grand Bahama, there's a lot of supply, and we're trying to make sure that that demand should be directed to Grand Bahama, where you can make real investment for real land.
Pratt also highlights the affordability of land on the island compared to the capital, stressing ongoing initiatives aimed at making home ownership more accessible to Bahamians.
We're all about empowering Bahamians. So let's go with the figure of 25,000. And Brother Watson, you come to me and say, listen, I want to buy this cash for 25,000. I say, you paying cash in full? We can adjust that price for you by 20%.
Wow.
So now you're down to, what, $20,000, just about, somewhere around there, for the property, all right? Equity already.
Right.
But if for whatever reason you say, okay, I don't have the full 25,000, but I love this property and I want to secure this now, you can bring as little as down as 10%.
However, concerns remain regarding Grand Bahama's geographical location within the hurricane belt. Despite this, Pratt assures that property values have remained stable, proving the island's resilience and long-term viability as an investment hub.
And so we have been encouraging and providing guidelines to the would-be investor. If you want to live near the coastline or in areas that may have been impacted, this one time with flooding, here's what we recommend that how you should build. And it's on this positive message that we see individuals now say, makes sense. Let me just go and build this way.
Right.
And I can live here.
Well, turning now to politics, Progressive Liberal Party Chairman Fred Mitchell is responding to the recent resignation of former Free National Movement MP Iram Lewis, who has now joined the Coalition of Independents. In a sharply worded statement, Mitchell sarcastically commended opposition leader Michael Pintard, suggesting that he's doing a wonderful job dismantling his own party. The remarks come as speculation grows around internal fractures within the FNM.
There was a political tremor in the firmament on Wednesday with a not-so-bombshell announcement that Iram Lewis has withdrawn from the FNM.
In a message issued to members of the media, PLP Chairman the Honorable Fred Mitchell chimed in on Iram Lewis's defection from the Free National Movement. Mitchell pointed to clear internal divisions within the FNM, attributing them to the leadership of Michael Pintard.
One of the marks of a good leader is trying to keep the troops together. Mr. Pintard is doing a good job in breaking up the dollhouse, doing exactly the opposite by telling Dr. Hubert Minnis, Renwood Wells, and Desmond Bannister, no can do, no nominations.
That's the rumor that's been swirling. And while opposition leader Michael Pintard has done little to deny the claims, reports from news outlets suggest that supporters of the former Prime Minister, Dr. Hubert Minnis in Killarney, are threatening to withhold their support for the FNM in the next general election if Minnis is not renominated. PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell says it's shaping up to be a political blockbuster for the FNM.
So PLPs and people of goodwill, let's get the popcorn. This is going to be good.
As elections draw near, much can be expected and much will be said, but what holds true should matter most when forming an opinion. With that in mind, Mitchell sought to set the record straight, pushing back against what he described as untruths circulating in the public domain. While he did not disclose the specifics of the misinformation, Mitchell urged the public to fact-check claims and stay grounded in truth as the political atmosphere continues to intensify.
It's not for me to say anything more to PLPs and people of goodwill about this nonsense which is swirling in the public domain. But I'd like you to consider these first principles. The first principle is, first, brave Davis doesn't do foolishness. Secondly, hear the other side. Thirdly, nothing unlawful was done. Hear what I say? Take what I say. I say no more, but this other principle, that in the end, truth will out, and the truth will set us all free.
Well, meanwhile, for some primary students, a recreational class trip was highlighted by witnessing the Member of Parliament for Central Grand Bahama make his bold move in the House of Assembly during their visit to the nation's capital. Our Shane Stubbs met with the students and teacher who were live and in person to get their reaction.
Imagine getting the opportunity of a lifetime as a student to sit in on the House of Assembly proceedings, only to bear witness to one of the most shocking decisions made by a sitting Member of Parliament. For a few Sunlight Baptist Academy 6th graders, they witnessed firsthand Central Grand Bahama MP Iram Lewis make the leap from the Free National Movement over to the Coalition of Independence, something they say made their senior trip unforgettable.
You now were part of the only school actually to be a part of that historical moment.
The trip may have been recreational in nature, but the unexpected depth of the educational experience left a lasting impression. From quizzes on Bahamian history to first-hand exposure to political developments, students on this journey were immersed in far more than just sightseeing. This past Wednesday, they found themselves in the heart of history, front and center for a political shakeup that added a new chapter to the nation's parliamentary record. From the dramatic tossing of the mace in 1965, and again just last year, to MPs crossing the floor and shifting party loyalties, Parliament has seen its share of defining moments, but never before has a sitting Member of Parliament defected to a third party until now.
We never saw 3 political parties in the House of Assembly before.
It made me feel special. It made me feel important. When he looked around and realized that we, Sunlight Baptist Academy, were a part of history, he was really surprised.
6th grade teacher Dion McKinney recalls glancing around the room, searching his students' faces to see if they grasped the weight of what had just unfolded before them. And while some may not have fully understood the gravity of the moment, he's confident it sparked something meaningful, a light, he says, that may very well guide their future paths.
It tells them, I can experience, I see exactly what Parliament is offering me. I can be the next mover, the next shaker.
For the students, the trip delivered exactly what McKinney had hoped, leaving an indelible mark and creating a moment that will last a lifetime, especially as they had the unique opportunity to interact with sitting members of Parliament.
It inspired me to speak up for myself since I am a very quiet person.
It inspired me to try be the next minister in Parliament. I was just glad that all of us were alive and well to be able to witness that moment.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Well, the search for closure continues for the family of Elcano Miller, who was reported missing in early September last year. A body found along the Grand Bahama Highway days later remains unidentified nearly 7 months on. Answers are still elusive. Assistant Commissioner of Police Avaro Dames gave an update on the case in a recent interview.
What I can say about the Elcano Miller matter is that it is classified as a missing person report. And we are actively looking for this individual. If anyone has any information that may tell us his whereabouts, we would be glad to know that. There's no identification on that. We are awaiting the results of the DNA testing.
Now, when asked about the identification, here's the response from ACP Dames. Well, in a miraculous turn of events, 2 men reported missing from Bullock's Harbor in the Berry Islands were found alive off the coast of Bimini after failing to return home as expected. The duo was reported missing on Wednesday. A coordinated search effort by the Royal Bahamas Police Force and Defense Force, along with Basra personnel, was launched immediately. Officer in charge of the Berry Islands, Superintendent Achara James, said the search faced initial setbacks due to poor weather conditions. However, a WhatsApp location pin sent by one of the fishermen helped rescuers locate them just in time.
A team of police and defense force officers were deployed from Bimini, and shortly before 8 a.m., they located the vessel with both men on board. They were transported to the Allenstown area where they received medical attention at the local clinic, as both men showed signs of dehydration, having been without food or water for almost 2 days.
The superintendent also encourages those who may venture out on the waters for leisure or for work to ensure they have the necessary facilities before embarking on the water.
Always be prepared for every eventuality. Boating is not as simple as it may seem. There are a lot of things that can go wrong, and you should at least ensure that you have proper communication at all times. and the proper GPS locating anchors, etc.
And still to come.
Should Sir Lyndon's birthday become a national holiday? We hear from the public, plus sports and more when we return.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Catch the Easter sale at Esquire's during the month of April. Buy one suit and get a shirt and tie absolutely free. Give them a call today at 352-8816.
Art Lucaya returns April 4th through the 6th with steady sun work. From cocktail parties to student exhibits. Get your tickets now at artlucaya.tickets.com and support local youth in the arts.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest Agri-business expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
Hey, what's up, Grand Bahama? KB here. Hey, it's your boy D-Mark in the building. Don't spin dance. And hey, this is Gino D. Hello, Wilford Solomon here.
Grand Bahama, what's up? Yours truly, Tico T here to let y'all know Sunday, April 28th, we are going to be in 8 Mile Rock.
It's going to be on Jonestown Fish Fry at the Sunset Village. To Grand Bahama, you all know I love you all so much.
Gates open at 7 p.m. I'll be in the house with all the Rakish great generals.
Back by the top tier band.
Gates going to open at 7 p.m. Show start properly at 8 p.m.
You will enjoy yourself.
8 Mile Rock homecoming.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Breaking barriers for Bahamian people was the goal for Sir Lyndon Pinling, the father of our nation. It defied many odds, making a change for black Bahamians. Years after his passing, residents on Grand Bahama are weighing in on whether Sir Lyndon Pinling's birthday should be a national holiday. Shalia Roll reports.
Paving the way for women to vote in the Bahamas, changing the political landscape, leading to majority representation for the first time in the island's parliamentary history, implementing national insurance, the formation of the College of the Bahamas and the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and walking the Bahamas into independence in 1973. Sir Lyndon Pinling's governance laid the foundation for the modern Bahamas. Now Bahamians are weighing in on whether or not a holiday should be named in his honor.
Sir Lyndon would have played a more pivotal role in causing there to be a change, positive advancement to a people, to a country, more so than any leader you could find.
Some residents on Grand Bahama say that a national holiday in the first Prime Minister's name is a non-negotiable, as Pinling paved the way for many black Bahamians throughout the nation.
When you're referring to Sir Lyndon, any old or young in this generation, that's without saying, it's a yes for his birthday.
The father of our nation, and we're the Bahamians, all right, and he brings us from nothing to something.
The things that he did for the Bahamas has really brought Bahamian people from way down from the beginning up to what it is now.
Members of the community also sharing that technical education programs that Sir Lyndon Pinling started are still impacting them years later as they were able to start businesses.
Going to the College of Bahamas and I learned carpentry, and I still doing carpentry right now, and I had to pay for it. And he's paying us like $42 $40 every week just to learn trade.
Senator Kirkland Russell believes that if Bahamians truly understand the impact of Sir Lyndon, they would know why he should be honored in this way. He believes that this is not being taught thoroughly in schools throughout the nation.
The story of black governance, black majority rule, the story of the struggle to get to the majority rule is not readily available in books throughout our country.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Well, the month of April is recognized as Coastal Awareness Month, and the Ministry of Tourism continues its efforts to make the annual Coastal Awareness cleanup an ongoing tradition. This year, they have partnered with the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Grand Bahama Power Company and the Grand Bahama Port Authority and the Bahamas Professional Women International Program. The cleanup held at Tino Beach brought many people together for a shared goal of keeping Grand Bahama clean and reinforcing the message of climate change. Jermaine Johnson, Coordinator of Tourism Sustainability, is leading the important initiative.
It is our pleasure every month to do our part within the ministry of educating our population, educating our islands concerning the importance of keeping our coastlines clean. So the entire month of April, we have a number of initiatives taking place.
Okay, Grand Bahama Clean is always going to do is to partner with any organization on getting the education out there on keeping and getting Grand Bahama clean, and the coastline is no different. It's very important to us because that affects everything, our economy, our lifestyle, and so we are very enthused about partnering with them.
Well, the Grand Bahama Port Authority Environmental Department and its partners are once again gearing up for the 18th edition of its Keep Grand Bahama Clean initiative, with a number of events planned for the month of April. The campaign and its partners will be hosting a corporate beach cleanup on Saturday, April 5th, along with a number of scheduled school visits and a placard day, among other events, in an attempt to educate the wider community on the importance of achieving a healthy environment.
We're so pleased that we have partners who are on board, who are committed to this cause of keeping our surroundings clean. And we've seen the importance of litter not being on our grounds, not decorating our streets.
Even though the litter, we have to understand, all of that is what actually causes climate change to be sustainable, because we have to keep our island clean from all the litter, the pollution. The fire is prime example of the sustainability for climate change.
And as we promote sustainable agriculture and to ensure food security, we have partnered with GBPA on this initiative to ensure that we protect our environment, as that is the grounds for true agriculture.
Let's look at stories making news. Jay, I understand the youngsters are back on the track.
Oh, as we speak right now, the Crifter trial is happening in New Providence. A number of athletes from Grand Bahama looking to make this year's Crifter track and field team, including Quentin Gordon's son.
All right, you know, he's a quick one. So that's coming your way next. But first, a check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
You guys, Mommy has to get a few spins in, okay?
But Mommy, I'm hungry.
Just 5 spins, you guys. Just 5 spins, okay, guys? Just need 5 spins.
We better do our homework. It's gonna be a while.
Problem gaming affects more than just the gamer. This message has been brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas, which encourages you to game responsibly.
The Turks and Caicos Islands, a chain of jewels in the Atlantic, home to pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and a people standing at a crossroads. The 2025 general elections marked a defining moment in the archipelago's political landscape, one that would shape the destiny of these islands for the next 5 years.
over 6 days, I walked at these streets, listened to the voices, and witnessed the nation in the Valley of Decision. This is their story. Join us as we give you the highlights of the recent general elections in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top in Sports. It's a busy week ahead in sports with so much happening here and in New Providence with the track and field Crifter Trials. But let's begin with local basketball.
It was do or die for the police enforcers and the new Eric Gemrats in Game 3 of the Grand Bahama Amateur Association basketball playoffs. The Gemrats led early by as many as 20 points, but the enforcers came back and brought the game within 3 points with less than a minute remaining in the game. However, Regis Cooper and Joel Davis made big plays down the stretch, helping the Gemrats to win 85-78 to advance to the semifinals against Pizza Hut. In Game 2, Dudley Boys destroyed 2-4 to lead 85-60 to take Game 1 of that series, led by Jabbar Lightburn with 18 points. Next in sports, the Nigel Boodle Senior Men's and Ladies Invitational Softball Tournament returns to Marsh Harbor, Abaco, April 17th through the 20th at the Murphytown Softball Park.
We're really excited that we're going back into Abaco, and Abaco, the residents of Abaco, corporate sponsors, we're asking you to come out. Each night and each day at the park, it was always filled, and we got great support. So you could imagine now, we had men's fast pitch, and then this year we're going to have ladies fast pitch, so we want you to come out. Leading up to this tournament, a lot of work has been going in. We've been touching bases with the team, making sure those who are traveling into Abaco, purchase their tickets, and we want to make sure that they don't get left out because we know with the holiday weekend coming up, persons do like to travel. So those of you who are in New Providence, even though we have players coming, we would like for you to come into Abaco as well as Eleuthera and Grand Bahama. Let's just say this. It's only a boat ride away for those of you who are afraid of the plane. We want you to join us down in beautiful Abaco for great softball action and just to be around, just the fun.
And finally in sports, the B3's Crifter Track and Field Trials is scheduled for this entire weekend in the nation's capital under the theme, We Name Bahamas. Some of the brightest stars in track and field from the Northern Bahamas will be in action through Sunday at the original Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
And that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. ATC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that concludes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
And I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas Tonight. They're coming your way next.
It has the
is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, frustrated taxi drivers lay their grievances at the feet of LPIA officials. But what does the ministry make of the action taken? Also, is a unified busing system still a priority for the government? Well, we have the details about where things stand and a collective sigh of relief for relatives of 2 men missing at sea. Find out what led to their 2-day disappearance. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. Tonight, operations at the country's main gateway are back to normal following a lunchtime demonstration by taxi drivers who disrupted the flow of traffic at the airport and created challenges for passengers. Corval Pyfrom has more on what led to today's actions.
Tonight, the Ministry of Energy and Transport is calling the taxi drivers' actions at the airport disappointing today, charging that they were prompted by rumors leading those drivers to believe airport officials had limited their access to LPIA to pick up passengers. Here at LPIA, ordinarily, there are 4 spots reserved here at what's called a holding area for taxi cabs. They now argue, though, that they're losing business because of these folks. Livery vehicles. Tyrone Butler was just recently elected president of the Taxi Drivers Union. He provides his version of what occurred.
We went to the front door with supporters of the union. They were very frustrated, and we asked them to leave their cars. We'll just walk up there and see if we can get an audience. And it became very hostile up there, and tempers flared. That's not what we went for, but it happened.
Longtime drivers like Ian Smith, though, say the situation with livery vehicle operators has reached a tipping point.
Now, I have no problem no one getting, but it's illegal. It's a difference if it was 2 are supposed to be here and then the persons have a choice. They're supposed to be in a parking lot or a home waiting on the website or waiting on a call-up, right?
The meeting union officials demanded with airport officials today never happened, and the demonstration lasted about an hour. There were backups and some confusion for passengers and airport users today. Eventually, though, things seemed to ease back to business as usual.
The experience for the customers coming out of the airport was not all that great. We recognize that that's not our mantra, that's not what we come to work for. But we believe that those who are responsible for running the airport should do so. And if there's any change, they should consult with this union.
And Driver Smith thinks taxi drivers are being treated like second-class citizens.
I tell you, go across the road, stand over there and tell I send the job over to you. This time, the livery guy standing right by the door greeting the guests. You know what I mean? So what is the difference?
Our news team made several calls to officials here at NAD, but we haven't heard back from them. There is a meeting scheduled for this Tuesday between the union and officials here at the airport. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pye for.
On that, officials acknowledging in a statement this afternoon that the union's concerns led to the airport experiencing a brief disruption to ground transportation, which, as you just heard, has returned to normal. Now, airport operators assure, though, that they're committed to working with all stakeholders, and as indicated, come next week, meetings will be held with the union to address their concerns. Well, meantime, tourism officials seeing a healthy diversity in visitor demographics. Addressing Eleuthera's annual business outlook Thursday, Tourism Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, shared that millennials and Gen X travelers account for nearly half of the country's stopover numbers, with baby boomers and post-millennials following closely behind.
These are signals of opportunity, as these are the segments of the market where there is higher income. They represent overall new markets, new types of tourism products, new demands that our business community is well positioned to meet. And I anticipate that you will continue to do exceedingly well in this business here in Eleuthera.
Now, the minister's confidence in Eleuthera driven by travelers increasingly choosing the island, staying longer, spending more, and returning again and again.
Airlift into Eleuthera is stronger and more diversified than ever before. North Eleuthera, Governor's Harbour, and Rock Sound airports are now welcoming direct, non-stop flights from major U.S. hubs, including Miami, Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, Charlotte, Orlando, and West Palm Beach. In total, 6 international carriers come to Eleuthera: American Airlines, Delta, Silver Airways, Aztec, Coast Bahamas Air, and Makers Air, and are providing scheduled service into Eleuthera. Aviation and airlift is the lifeblood of the tourism business, and what we see as interest in travel to Eleuthera is a vote of confidence in the viability and the value of the island's destination.
We can also tell you tonight that for more than 2 decades, some within the public transportation system have advocated for a unified public bus system, believing it would, among other things, improve reliability and safety by reducing competition among drivers and better coordinating routes. The move would also call for greater oversight of the industry, which has long been a sticking point. Well, speaking on the issue recently, Transport Minister, the Honourable JoBeth Colby-Davis, says the concept is still being considered. Still, she admits its implementation right now is not a top priority, as there are more pressing matters facing the industry that need to be addressed.
We've had a lot of persons that have written in to me as minister saying, what about this area? Can you look at this? And so we've been trying to complete the audit of that, the audit of our bus stops, locations. I did do some driving with our bus drivers. I think that was early last year, where they actually took me on their routes and they showed me, Minister, look, this is where the bus stop is, but this is where our passengers stand now for safety reasons. And so because they have pointed out those immediate low-hanging fruits that we would need to address now, I would say that our focus in road traffic has been to try to improve the present immediate list of items that they've identified before we advance into a larger discussion. Will I say that it's dead? No, I just think that right now we've had a lot of immediate concerns that I think the bus drivers honestly pointed out, and they should get a response on how we improve it.
Coming up, missing men found at sea. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC is finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest Agri-business expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is my child.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot there of the Atlantis Water Park on Paradise Island. A drone shot courtesy of cameraman Neville Smith. Thanks, Neville. Tonight, a 26-year-old man's fighting for his life in hospital after an early morning on-the-job accident. Initial reports are that the man allegedly injured himself while operating a heavy-duty machine after 2 this morning. Police, however, were only alerted to the incident several hours later. The victim, we're told, suffered severe head injuries. He's in critical condition in hospital. Well, the search for 2 men reported missing at sea ends favorably. Herberto Miller and Kenroy Rowe left Great Harbor Key in the Berry Islands on Wednesday. They were reported missing a day later. However, Thursday's unfavorable weather conditions in the Berry Islands hampered efforts to continue the search. A family member telling ZNS News that after repeated phone calls, he was able to reach his cousin Herberto Miller around 5 o'clock this morning. According to Miller, their boat ran out of fuel. He told his cousin to ask search and rescue operators to look for them somewhere off the coast of Bimini. However, his phone died shortly after. Now, the fishermen, who police say appeared to be in good health, have since been reunited with their families in the Berry Islands. Well, on the heels of scathing remarks against the Bahamian judicial system, Director of Public Prosecutions Cordell Frazier is sharing some thoughts of her own with ZNS News. As Felicity Darville tells us, the DPP has faith things will change in the face of a newly appointed judge's criticism of a growing pile of backlogged cases.
Director of Public Prosecutions Cordell Frazier expressed optimism that the recent improvements currently underway will make a difference in the effectiveness of the courts. But she did not wish to comment specifically on the insights shared by newly appointed Supreme Court Justice Dale Fitzpatrick. After spending 3 months in this jurisdiction and having a heavy caseload of backlogged court matters to bear, Justice Fitzpatrick said the Bahamian system is worse than a jurisdiction in Canada where he previously presided that was known for long delays. This week, former Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Hubert Ingram, applauded him and admonished judges, prosecutors and attorneys to work harder to decrease unnecessary delays. Now, while DPP Fraser did not speak directly to the judges' comments, she said that she remains focused on ensuring that her office is carrying out its constitutional mandate as one of the major stakeholders in the judicial system. She said a number of steps have been taken by stakeholders to address this aged problem, including criminal case management rules, which came into force this year. There's also been an increase in plea agreements to aid in unclogging the system. The DPP has also been busy reassessing cases, and in some cases, nolli prosequi or the dismissal of legal proceedings have been entered. Director Fraser told ZNS News that it will take time to see the full effect of all the positive changes underway in the judicial system. Civilians, she said, must be prepared to serve on jury duty. When they give witness statements, they should be prepared to follow through by attending court and giving their testimony. There's no doubt that there's a lot of work to be done, but the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution says it is committed to working alongside all stakeholders to improve our system of justice. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Thanks, Felicity. The world-famous Valley Boys name has been removed from the register of nonprofit organizations following its failure to comply with a directive from the Registrar General's Department back on August 14th. The breakaway group, known as the Way Forward Valley Boys, led by Trevor Davis, registered the Valley Boys Junkanoo Group as a nonprofit organization back in September 2023. However, upon investigation, the Registrar General concluded that the world-famous Valley Boys name, led by Brian Adderley, was too close to that of the Valley Boys Junkanoo Group, the Way Forward Valley Boys, and gave them 30 days to propose a new name that did not include the words Valley Boys, or it would be removed from the register. Well, Adderley says the court did not order or direct to find a new name and that his group is officially registered with the Junkanoo Corporation of New Providence. Well, experts say about 1 in every 5 women may at some point experience fertility challenges. It's for this very reason that a team of obstetrician, gynecologists, and other medical specialists are meeting at the Atlantis Resort for the 2nd annual Fertility Enhancement Conference. Lloyd Allen has the story.
Motherhood, an important experience for most women, and while some do experience challenges, the 2nd annual Fertility Empowerment International Conference, now underway at the Atlantis Resort, is designed to help those women with challenges experience that also wonderful blessing of motherhood.
So 13 years ago, I would have been going through my IVF journey right now, after repeated failures, after repeated losses. And tonight, I actually have here present with me my daughter, my miracle, who is a symbol of hope.
Better known as Dr. Taz, Stewart, in this 2nd installment brings together a cadre of professionals and partners, all to support those with varying fertility concerns.
We have several practitioners who are local and also from our international community. Several of them are in the area of reproductive endocrinology, where we have them, they specialize in IVF and IUI. We also have Dr. Mary, who is one who's doing some stem cell research here in the Bahamas alongside Doctors Hospital.
One of the partners is Dana Mullings-Gray, Superintendent of the Bahamas Insurance Commission.
As a platinum sponsor, the Insurance Commission is here to say that we support the cause of this particular event. We're also speaking on women empowerment issues, but more particularly women fertility empowerment issues. And so again, what does the insurance fund look like? Are there carriers or insurers that actually cover some of these issues? And if so, are we actually having the bigger and the broader conversation?
Christy Butler, Managing Director for the National Health Insurance Authority, says both as a woman and as head of the NHI organization, understanding fertility challenges is critical to changing the narrative of fertility intervention.
There is a stigma in country around women who have challenges with reproduction, and so we want to make sure that our benefits align with what it is that our beneficiaries need and to provide support.
The 2-day event aims to target major issues like understanding disorders like polycystic ovary syndrome, as well as other physical and mental occurrences which can impact a woman's ability to reproduce. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
In other news, 5 homes built under the former Minnis administration's affordable housing initiative in Central Pines, Abaco, near completion. According to former minister responsible for Disaster Risk Authority, the Honorable Miles LaRota, the original number of homes to be constructed was 53, but the last administration failed to do so. That aside, there were several structural upgrades that had to be completed.
By the MP that the present contractor says that they're about 80% complete. When we came in, it was around the same thing, probably 70% complete. So it's good to see that it's moving in the right direction and that somebody would take possession of these homes in the not too distant future. If I'm not mistaken, I think the original cost around, I'm advised it was around $1 million that would have been spent for these 5 structures.
Now, the homes are part of a broader push to jumpstart recovery and provide relief for displaced residents on Abaco and Grand Bahama following the sweeping destruction of 2019's Hurricane Dorian. North Abaco MP Kirk Cornish shares the issues the Davis administration discovered following the initial construction.
There was no piping in the wall, no electrical, no plumbing, and there's a lot of work, additional work was done. So in the corrective measure, we are 80% completed. This represents hope, life for people. And Dorian, we would have lost about, between Grand Bahama and Abaco, there was about 70,000 persons misplaced, became homeless. The combined islands would have lost about 45% of our homes. Any home structure represents hope.
Stay with us. There's more to come in the National Report.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Do you ever just want more? But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed risotto. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza, subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco. Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources kicking off its 3-day Agri-business expo this morning at the Farmers Market grounds on Gladstone Road. The event is just another way of underscoring the importance of food security and also providing an opportunity for Bahamian vendors to promote their products. At a time when there is so much anxiety about the global economy, Acting Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper, who officially opened the expo, says addressing issues like food sovereignty deserve urgent action.
In this era of global uncertainty, such dependency puts us at very serious risk. Geopolitical instability, supply chain disruptions, tariff wars, climate change, pandemics, these are all things that's not distant threats. They are today's realities. Local food production is no longer luxury or an afterthought. It is a national imperative.
Agriculture and Marine Resources Minister, the Honourable Jomo Campbell, is encouraging everyone to come out, support this expo, which runs through Sunday. Minister Campbell says it's inspiring, it's educational, and it's empowering.
We have over 20 Bahamian vendors, and everything you see out here today is locally sourced, locally produced, and being distributed throughout the local community. And that's what we want to do. We want to highlight the beauty of being Bahamian.
Well, Dawn and Marlena, join us live right up and now for a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now. Ladies, what can we expect?
Because the junior junkaneurs can expect to get more seed money. That announcement made at the Junior Junkanoo Parade over there in Eleuthera. I know, Marlena, you're excited about that, right?
Yeah, anytime creatives get more money and more funding, I think that's great, especially when it's so culturally important. I mean,
yes, definitely.
You can't do it with no money.
Yeah.
And especially in the Family Islands, you know, sometimes they feel a little bit neglected.
Yes.
Stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
What is this? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so me just come and taste the chicken. Wow. Nice. Crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time.
And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues